Good morning, everyone. Oh, please do not clap for that. Let's get everyone in the room first and foremost. Thank you for those of you who are already seated, but if you're working your way in, please come on in and have a seat. Actually, you should clap for that because I'm totally nervous, and any sort of reinforcement is going to be greatly appreciated. And now that I've got that out of the way, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Schaumburg, Illinois for the 32nd Annual HDSA Convention. I'm Dr. Eric Johnson and the chair of the HDSA Board of Trustees, and it is my pleasure to welcome you here to this opening ceremony. We have a fantastic convention program for you this year, and the next 2 days are going to be totally jam-packed. While everything is in your program book, I do want to touch on a couple of highlights. First, I want to thank Lundbeck for once again sponsoring both a national and local scholarship program that has brought 122 family members to Schaumburg today. So Lundbeck, thank you. Each of those sponsorship recipients are attending their first convention today because of this important fund. If this is your first HDSA convention, would you please stand so that we can recognize you? Welcome to you all. I also want to take a moment to recognize the HDSA National Youth Alliance, also known as the NYA, and their fundraising efforts, which supported more than 50 youth and young adults so that they could attend convention here today too. This is a record number of scholarships for the NYA, so congratulations on that. And while I'm recognizing the NYA and their scholarship program, let me remind you that they are holding their annual silent auction out in the exhibit hall today through 6 p.m. So be sure to stop by and bid on one of their many items. And this evening, join them for their talent show at 8 o'clock. And all proceeds from the auction and the talent show will go to directly support those scholarships for next year's HDSA convention, which is in my hometown of Los Angeles. So as many convention scholarships as can be driven up there, I would be super excited to welcome you all to my home. There's another not my personal home, but my hometown. There's another thing that we are going to try to do for tonight, and if you haven't already talked to the NYA members, please visit their table, because for every NYA t-shirt, and there's these awesome purple t-shirts, and I'm hoping that I get to keep this one. No, it's not mine. Okay, I'm going to buy one in a second. For every NYA t-shirt that is in the room at the talent show tonight, Louise Vetter, our CEO, and myself, as well as someone else already, and hopefully more people, are going to be donating $1 for every NYA t-shirt we see in the room. So please visit them, wear your shirt tonight. I would also like to take a moment to thank all of the sponsors who make this convention possible and all the activities that you're going to participate in this weekend. We have a long list of generous sponsors, so please hold your applause until the end and then be really loud. Our thanks go to our presenting sponsor, Teva, our gold nonprofit sponsor, CHDI, our silver sponsor, Mass Mutual, and our friends at ArchCare, Broda, Carefoam Chairs, Careline, Ionis, Tegi, Vasinex, and Wave Life Sciences. Now, please give them a large round of applause to show how much we appreciate their support. We are pleased to once again be using Guidebook to put the convention program literally in the palm of your hands. So while you still have a printed copy, be sure to check out the Guidebook app on your smartphones or tablets or computer, which will have any real-time changes that might be taking place. For example, like a room change or any special activities or exciting new developments. The app is free, so simply download the Guidebook app to your device, sign in with an email address, and then type HDSA in the search box to find the 2017 convention program. And because of how easy Guidebook is, there's a new feature this year. a scavenger hunt. So if you log into the app and then follow the instructions that are included in your welcome kit, everyone is eligible to participate in the scavenger hunt and for a chance of winning one of 3 free registrations to next year's convention, or dinner and movie gift cards. So go through the exhibit hall and stop at all the different vendor tables and use the app to collect 15 unique words by scanning QR codes that are placed at those tables. Once you've collected all 15 of the words, spell out a special message, and you'll be automatically entered into the drawing. Now be careful, because some vendors are going to have duplicate words, so you have to make sure that you find all 15 unique words. Winners are going to be announced at the gala on Saturday night. Good luck and have fun with that. Each year, the HDSA team works hard to build a convention program that balances the interests of our first-time attendees and for those who have returned and have been at previous conventions. As you explore the program, you're going to see that multiple tracks are being offered with different interests. Whether you're new to HD, caring for a loved one, a young member of a HD family, or passionate about research. Many of the sessions are going to be streamed live for people who are at home and couldn't be here today, and they're going to be archived on hdsa.org for future viewing. So if you feel like you can't make it to all the sessions you want to, just remember to check the hdsa.org website in a few weeks to participate online. In addition to the educational tracks, our program includes a wide variety of special activities. I'm totally on California time, and the coffee is not helping, so I apologize that the brain is not where it needs to be. Throughout convention, we have an activity center that will be open for people with HD to try new skills. Our annual advocacy meet and greet is planned for this evening to keep the HD Parity Act and other things moving through Congress. A special activity for everyone, or not moving through Congress, depending on how you're approaching it. A special activity for everyone this evening is the screening of HDSA's new documentary, Her Mother's Daughter, which features one family story of HD and JHD, and I hope to see everyone at that. And of course, don't miss that talent show at 8 p.m. and be wearing your NYA shirts. On Saturday, we have a really special research forum scheduled with a keynote address from neuroscientist and Italian Senator Dr. Elena Cattaneo. She'll be followed by our annual research update from HD Buzz, and don't forget to greet the HD scientists of the future at the Don King Fellow poster session tomorrow morning in the exhibit hall. As you all know, in order to have new and effective therapies developed for HD, we all need to participate in clinical research. So at noon tomorrow, HDSA will be hosting a clinical trials showcase that will provide an update on clinical trials that are currently recruiting. Included in the showcase will be important information about HDSA's HD Trial Finder, which is an easy online matching service for you to connect with clinical trial opportunities in your community. Just in case learning about this exciting science is not enough of a reason to put this on your calendar tomorrow, we're going to be providing lunch. So show up for the meeting, learn about the science, and get a free lunch while you're at it. Also on Saturday, we're going to have an opportunity for you all to meet the National Board of Trustees during our annual Meet the Board session. Just like all of our HDSA chapters and affiliates, every member of the National Board is a volunteer who donates their time and skills to shepherd the mission of HDSA and ensure that we are improving the lives of everyone with HD and their families. If you are a member of an HDSA board, whether an affiliate board, a chapter board, or the National Board of Trustees, please stand for a moment so that we can recognize all of you. Thank you guys. Thanks all of you for everything that you do. If you're not a member of an HDSA board, whether a chapter, affiliate, or National Board of Trustees, and you're interested, I hope you were taking a look at who is standing and that you find them and talk to them over the course of this weekend. Nearly 50 years ago, Marjory Guthrie started her crusade to bring families together to combat Huntington's disease. From simple gatherings around kitchen tables to her nonstop travel around the country to make HD the focus of a new generation of doctors, scientists, and legislators, today's HDSA was born. She didn't do it alone. Marjory walked side by side with an army of HD families and volunteers, just like you, who are truly improving the lives of everyone affected by HD. It is my honor to stand with all of you in this mission. Now, I'd like to introduce a familiar face to many of us, and someone who keeps HDSA pointed and planning for a cure, not just hoping for one, HDSA's President and CEO, Louise Vetter.
All right, so Eric stole my shirt. Jennifer, I need a new shirt. I think only extra large and extra, extra large are available, so apologies if I'm wearing a fashionable dress this evening. Hi, everyone, and thank you, Eric, for the introduction. Welcome to the 32nd Annual Huntington's Disease Society of America's Annual Convention. Are you having a good time? Eric already acknowledged a lot of the nuts and bolts of convention and also recognized our amazing sponsors, but I want to make sure that we take a moment to recognize a few other folks who helped bring this all together. First, we had the fantastic support of a local HDSA chapter. From finding local sponsors and items for the goodie bags to developing this year's convention t-shirt and coordinating the volunteers who are helping out throughout convention to provide customer service, the volunteer leaders of the HDSA Illinois chapter have been eager ambassadors, longtime leaders, and true partners in our efforts to bring convention to the Chicagoland area. Would everyone from the HDSA Illinois chapter please stand so we can thank you for everything that you've done? Thank you, guys. Next, I have to recognize HDSA's small and dedicated team of staff who pull convention together year after year. It's truly a massive undertaking to bring nearly 1,000 people together, 968 as of last count, which is fantastic. But to put on an event for 968 people that includes more than 40 educational workshops, meals throughout last night, today, tomorrow, celebrations, exhibits, and tons of fun activities, it takes a really fantastic team. They've worked tirelessly to find speakers, coordinate events and activities that meet your needs, because every year we want your feedback, year after year from convention, what you liked, what you want to see more of. We listen, and then we build the following year's convention program. So please join me in thanking the HDSA staff team for their hard work putting this together. And of course, they're still working. So if you have any questions about anything happening at convention, please go to the registration desk, which is sort of our home base. It's our info desk for convention, and any member of the HDSA staff team will be there to help you and find the answer that you need. Most importantly, I have to thank all of you for being here today. You journeyed by plane, by train, by car, and even bike to be a part of the HDSA convention, and we are so glad that you are here. You traveled because you know that the HDSA convention is special. It's the largest annual gathering of people affected by Huntington's disease on the planet. To think that everyone comes together once a year in this fashion to learn, to share, to build relationships and take back information and power forward our mission is truly inspiring. This is more than a gathering. This is more than a meeting. The HDSA Annual Convention is a time for community, for connection, for compassion, and for collective action. I've heard the HDSA convention described as a family reunion, and I love that. Because no matter where we gather, it's a common place that we come home for the friends, the hugs, and the hope that fills these halls. Being at the HDSA convention also, very importantly, means that you've made a choice to seek out information, to look for the tools and the resources that you need to be stronger each day and to make a difference, not only today, but for generations to come. Being here means that you have made the decision to learn more about how to improve the lives of everyone affected by HD. And in that, you embrace the potential of HD families. Within HD families is the potential, and in that word, I mean the promise, the true promise of a world free of HD. Within HD families, within all of us, is the power to change clinical understanding of Huntington's disease. Doctors are constantly learning from us what defines meaningful treatment, what really helps quality of life. They need that conversation. They need that relationship. They need us to tell them what's important to us. We have the power to make sure that legislators and regulators, the folks in Congress, at the FDA, at the Social Security Administration, that they remove the barriers to care that make us wait needlessly for disability benefits and wait for health coverage. Our stories, our voices are powerful. And because of us, the HD Parity Act pushes forward towards passage. It's gonna happen, guys. And finally, HD families power science. It's all of us participating in clinical research, urging scientists forward that makes sure that newer, better ways to treat and one day stop HD are developed. At HDSA, we have a saying, family is everything. It's a simple statement, but one that has so much impact, and it means different things to different people. Let's be honest, we don't just fight Huntington's disease for ourselves. We fight because of the family, by blood and by bond, that we love, the parents that we've lost, and the children that we must protect. In this way, family is the what and the why of our fight against HD. Family is everything. But it's also the how. Families like us, stepping forward fearlessly in the fight against HD with open hearts, passion, and a commitment to create a world free of Huntington's disease. That's how we fight HD. Families like us, forming HDSA chapters and affiliates around the country, funding social workers, running support groups, hosting events like Team Hope to raise funds for programs. That's how we fight HD. Families like us, like Marjory Guthrie, who came together and decided to do something. Family isn't something. Family is everything. Because we know that when we work together as a family, today is better than yesterday, and tomorrow will be better still. 5 years ago, I stood on a stage much like this and announced that HDSA had a strategic plan, a public document that identified goals for implementing the mission of the organization, and which outlined specific things that we needed to accomplish to improve the lives of people with Huntington's disease and their families. We moved from, as Eric said when he introduced me, just hoping for a cure, to actually planning for one. And over the last 5 years, we've followed that plan, and we've seen important change and increase in impact of our organization as a result. Today, we have twice as many HDSA Centers of Excellence. We have 41, up from 20. That means more families are closer to knowledgeable HD care. Today, we have twice as many HD-trained social workers, at more than 70, than we had 5 years ago. We had just about 40. That means more families can connect to care. Today, we invest more than $1 million a year on world-class science that is truly informing what we know about HD in people where it matters. Today, we have dedicated staff support for the National Youth Alliance and retreats year-round to bring children and young adults and HD families together to form the bonds and build the skills that help them navigate an HD life. Today, as the world's largest public Huntington's disease organization, we help lead global campaigns like Hidden No More, the event with Pope Francis in the month of May, that shined a light on HD and reduced the stigma and isolation that too many feel. Today, because of our incredible and growing network of chapter, affiliate, and everyday volunteers, families across the country have more support, more resources, and more hope. We did that together. Round of applause for all of you. These last 5 years have been amazing. And when I look back on the impact of this first strategic plan, I'm inspired, but if I'm truly honest, I'm also frustrated. Time is not a friend in Huntington's disease. With each passing year, the burden of HD grows. We worry more. We have more care to provide. We have to say too many goodbyes. We have so much more that we need to do. That's why the new HDSA strategic plan, which charts our course for the years 2017 through 2021, is even more ambitious in the scope of services that we plan to accomplish. More than 800 members of the HD community participated in surveys and regional meetings to share what they wanted to see from HDSA in the future, and we listened. Our new plan, which is on our website, hdsa.org, in the About Us section, challenges all of us to bring more education, more advocacy, more community services, and more research to our HD family, to use our power to improve the lives of everyone affected by Huntington's disease. Because we, the HD families and those who love them, are powerful. Because we're not just hoping. Darn it, we're doing something. And because we know that family is everything. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a part of this family. Now I get to introduce our keynote speaker, a very familiar face to so many of you, and I'm thrilled that she's able to be here today with her family. Shauna Verstegen is the former president of HDSA's Wisconsin chapter, and she has served as a national spokesperson for HDSA since 2002. She received her bachelor's degree in kinesiology and exercise science at the University of Wisconsin, and then went on to become a 6-time world champion lumberjack athlete. I do not understand how someone can balance on a log. I just don't. But she can do it, she can run, and she can win awards doing it, among other things. Currently, Shauna travels the country as a trainer for the American Council on Exercise, for TRX Training, and Supreme Health and Fitness based in Madison, Wisconsin. She's helped raise awareness of HD through countless TV and media interviews, including appearances on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, The Wayne Brady Show. She was an American Ninja Warrior, and she participated in a special ESPN feature on HD. Shauna says, if you have the time to talk with her when she's not chasing her little boy around, that one of the many things she's proud of is her work with HDSA in honor of her mom, Debbie Martin, who passed away from HD in 2013. It was watching her mother lose her ability to move independently that inspired her to live every day to the fullest with a focus on movement and strength. Please join me in giving a huge HDSA welcome to Shauna.
Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 32nd Annual HDSA National Convention. How are we doing today? Pretty good? What an honor it is to be up here. Believe it or not, we actually attended the very first HDSA National Convention 32 years ago. So every year it's so fun to see the crowds grow and be a part of this amazing, amazing adventure. So right now I have a tough job. I'm supposed to stand up here and tell all these families that have been stricken with the most devastating disease in the world how to stay positive, how to stay strong. And you're probably thinking, who does she think she is? She doesn't have the right to tell me I'm supposed to be positive, I'm supposed to be strong right now. And I get it. Let's do a quick flashback. 1986, the year of the first HDSA National Convention. I was 5 years old. My mom was adopted, so we didn't know that Huntington's disease was in our family. Took a couple years trying to figure out what was going on with her, and finally, one horrible day, she was diagnosed with Huntington's disease. In the prime of my parents' life, they had a 5-year-old little girl. They were told that this was our future. From there, I spent my childhood taking care of her. We were struggling with depression, anxiety. She lived in a nursing home for 20 years. She was by herself in there for 20 years. And then she passed away before she even got to watch me walk down the aisle. And the worst thing is my sweet little boy never got to meet her. And I'm supposed to stand up here and tell you how to be strong and how to stay positive? Yes. Hi, buddy. Let's try this story again. 1986, our family, as a tight, bonded team, sat together at the hospital at Mayo Clinic when my mom was diagnosed with Huntington's disease. And we stood together as a family and held each other up. And that very same day, I was only 5 years old. My parents sat me down with a little binder from the newly formed Huntington's Disease Society of America and said, this is what Huntington's disease is. This is what we have to prepare ourselves for. This is how we're going to have to care for your mom. But look at all of the doctors, the scientists, the researchers, the people around the world working hard to find a cure for this disease. Huntington's disease brought our family closer together. Throughout those years filled with anxiety, filled with depression, because of this disease, we weren't afraid to stop and tell each other, I'm scared. I'm depressed. I need help. I need your support. I don't want to be alone right now. And this horrible, horrible disease brought our family closer together than I truly believe it ever could have been. When my mom went into that nursing home, she wasn't alone. My dad ensured that at least one day a week, we spent the day or at least the evening at that nursing home. And we watched movies, we told stories, watched videos, argued like regular families did. And some days as a high school student, I was like, no, I'm too busy, I've got too much homework, got too many things, I got a hot date. And my dad would remind me what's important. Family always comes first. So we went to that nursing home once a week, and I cherish those memories more than any other memory I have. How has Huntington's brought your family closer together? I also earned a new family. Because of this horrible disease, I have gotten a chance to meet the most courageous, strong, caring, compassionate, unbelievable people in the world, and you are all sitting right here in this room. Because of this disease, I get to be a part of this family. More than 20 years ago, I came to my second convention. It was way more than 20 years ago. I was about 15 years old. And I came to the convention, and there were only about 4 or 5 other kids my age. And I came pretty scared. I was a teenager. I was living at risk for Huntington's disease. My mom had just gone into the nursing home. I was scared. And I spent the entire weekend skipping some of the sessions, hanging out by the pool with these other kids. Because these other kids understood my fears. They understood my hopes, they understood my dreams, they understood everything I was going through more than anybody else in the world. And all of a sudden, everything was okay. These 5 people were in my same shoes. They got me. And then the next year, there were a few more young people. And the next year, a few more young people. And all of a sudden, we had this whole group we formed called the National Youth Alliance. I'm a little too old to be part of that group now, but I still love watching them. And we had 100 people that were so close, and all of a sudden, I wasn't scared. We knew that half of us were going to get sick. But we also knew that the other half of us would always be there for the ones that were sick, for the ones that were struggling. We never had to be alone again. We were now a family. We were an HD family. And look at where we are today. How many National Youth Alliance are there all over the United States, across the world? It just makes my heart explode to see this family grow. And if you're new to this family, I think you'll see very quickly how this family, the people in this room, the strongest, most courageous people you ever met, will help you become HD strong. Huntington's disease taught me how to live life. We all know that life can be cut short. But Huntington's disease makes that tangible, makes that real. Helps us, or not helps us, but gives us the opportunity to actually see what the end may be and when it may come. And that gives us a perspective that we need to live every day to the fullest. After my mom's diagnosis, of course we were sad. There were lots of really hard days. But our family came up with a game plan. We immediately decided to travel around the United States and to travel around the world. Some people think that the onset of symptoms for Huntington's means your life is over, or that decline begins. I can honestly tell you that my mom's greatest years of her life were when she was HD symptomatic. We traveled everywhere. We saw everything. We did everything. We lived life so much fuller. We loved so much stronger. And yeah, some days were hard. She did have Huntington's disease. But we had some of the most amazing adventures together as a family. We lived life. And on the onset of my mom's disease, my parents wanted me to live my life too. They didn't want my life to revolve around going home and helping feed and dress my mom. So they let me choose a bunch of sports. And they always encouraged me to follow my dreams and do whatever I envisioned myself doing, whatever I wanted to do. So they signed me up for a bunch of sports. I got to pick them. And every day after school, I had like 2 or 3 hours to hang out with my friends and do athletics. And that became my personal living of life. In high school, only boys were allowed to pole vault. So I wanted to join the boys' track team. Sure, why not? Give it a try. I wanted to try karate and get my black belt. All right, Shauna, be careful. I wanted to enter fitness competitions and walk on stage in front of 1,000 people in a bikini and do gymnastics. All right, sounds cool. Have fun. I wanted to pole vault in college, flinging myself however many feet upside down several times a day. All right, just call me after the competition to make sure you're safe. After college, I wanted to move out east and coach track and field. Sounds like a cool opportunity. Have fun with that. A year later, I wanted to move out west and be a personal trainer in Beverly Hills. Okay, let's pack up the moving van and go. I wanted to travel around the world in log roll. All right, let's go with you. This sounds like a really cool adventure. I wanted to be on a TV show called Ninja Warrior and fling my body around through space. All right, tell me when it's on TV. I wanted to try a TV show called Broken Skull Ranch with Steve Austin, where I was beaten up for about 30 minutes in front of the entire world. Let me get you some bandages for those cuts. The moral of the story is, life presents us with so many doors. Open them. Take that opportunity. Do it. What do you do to live your life to the fullest every day? You don't have to fling yourself off a bridge or climb Kilimanjaro. What do you love? What is your passion? Another thing Huntington's disease taught me was to move. I learned that I had a 50% chance of losing the ability to use my body. I saw my mom lose the ability to use her body in front of my eyes. The use of our body, the ability to move and do things, is a gift. And if we don't cherish that gift, we're doing ourselves a disservice. And when I say move, I don't mean you have to become a log roller or train for an Ironman competition or lift heavy weights every day. But what can you do just to move a little more? And I know those of you with Huntington's, you are moving a lot. But let's move with purpose. Let's get that heart rate up. Let's challenge your balance. Let's challenge your strength. Let's go outside. Let's explore. There is always something you can find that you love. When people think fitness and exercise, they think I have to sign up for a health club and lift weights or ride on the bike. You don't. You can go for a hike. You can take a Zumba class. You can do a family biking adventure. Whatever works for you, and every single individual needs to find that and just move. There is no better cure for depression, anxiety, sadness, worry, than just getting outside and exercising. What can you do to move more? Finally, having Huntington's disease in my life has given me a purpose. So many people go through their lives and never, ever know what their purpose is. And that's sad. Because of Huntington's disease, I had my purpose thrown into my lap at the age of 5 years old. At the age of 5 years old, I knew I was put here on this earth to educate other people about Huntington's disease, to raise money, to help the scientists, to help the researchers, work hard to find treatments and a cure for this disease. I was put here on this earth to hold hands with this family and lift each other up. I am so lucky, and it feels so good to have that purpose. Do you know what your purpose is? And what do you do to further that? Do you volunteer? Did you join a board? Or maybe you do it quietly at home. But let me tell you, it feels really, really good to know what your purpose is. And without Huntington's, I don't know if I would have ever found it. I have an assignment for you right now. Normally, it's considered a no-no to pull out your phones during a big presentation. If you're comfortable, I'd like you to pull out your phones right now. You may be able to do this right now. It may take you all weekend. But I want you to identify what makes you HD strong. Who makes you HD strong? What keeps you going through this battle? What keeps you positive? How are you strong? It could be a picture. It could be a sentence. It could be a story. Maybe it's one word. But I want to see what makes you HD strong. Let's fill this internet that's filled with so much negativity. Let's let this group of almost 1,000 people Fill the internet with positivity. And be sure to tag HDSA Convention so we can see all of your positivity. Come on up, buddy. Hi, buddy. Come on up. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Hi. Hi, everybody. 3 years ago, to this day exactly, I received what every person living at risk hopes for. I tested negative for Huntington's disease. You're pretty happy, aren't you, buddy? But that didn't make me give up the fight. Huntington's disease had already shaped who I am and what I do. I've already become HD strong. Is that Grandma? You see Grandma? Huntington's disease took my mother from me and has taken so many of my friends. And Grandma. That's Grandma. And is taking so many of my friends. And I firmly believe that even though my mom's not here anymore, she lives on through me. And everything I do is a reflection of who she was and what she believed in. She is why I'm HD strong. This little boy sees what I do every single day and copies me. Some of that's not so good. He is why I'm HD strong. You. The boys I brought with me, my amazing husband, and my wonderful dad, the ones who've stood by me through everything, they are why I'm HD strong. And finally, HD strong. Every single one of you, my HD family, you are why I will always be HD strong. Thank you.